Hi, this is Mia Rosenthal for Visual Studies Digital Imaging, and in this demo we're going to go over making new swatches and as well as filling in shapes using stroke and fill as well as the live paint tool. So first thing I'm going to do is make a few new swatches. I've placed my source image here that I'm going to pull some colors out of, and I'll maybe zoom in a little bit. And all I'm going to do is take my eyedropper tool and I can select different areas of my image, and you can see here I have the fill in front, and when I see some colors that I'm interested in, I'm just going to drag them onto the swatches panel. So drag this one over, pick a few more. And maybe we'll get one more. Okay, so now I have a few swatches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my pattern unit. Now, you may already have your pattern units inside a pattern swatch. And you can do some of the color options just in this, in the swatch tool, like, here I can fill it in. But I recommend, since this may be getting a little bit complicated with a number of colors and small shapes, that it might just be easier to copy this and paste it and hit done there. Okay, and I'll just put 2 of these in here. So in my first option, I'm going to be using the stroke and fill to change my colors. So let's see, I'm making these. Oops. Now if I accidentally, you can see I accidentally double clicked and I go into the isolation mode. If I want to get out of there, I can always hit escape. So, maybe I want to change my stroke in here as well. Make this the dark brown instead of the black. And okay, so here we go. Now I also have the option of working with opacity. If I select the appearances panel, which is the circle with the dotted line around it, it's also under window appearance, I can go in and you can see here where it says stroke, fill, and opacity. Now if I click where it says opacity here, you can see it's the default is at 100%. Let's say I put it at 50. You'll see that it screens the stroke and the fill to 50%. If I select, or I can just go in, let's say I just want to change the fill, keep the stroke at 100%, make the fill at 20%. Okay, so there's option 1 for colors. My option 2 is, let's say I have little shapes in here, like let's say where these 2 squares intersect here, I want to make a different color. My best option for that is for using live paint. So I'm going to start by selecting my my objects here and going under live paint make. And you'll see now it kind of has this box around it with these little, starburst icons. I'm going to need to use my live paint bucket tool. This is hidden under the shape builder tool. So I hit the live paint bucket, and now what's going to happen is that I'll go and select my colors here, and you'll see a red box appears around when I roll over part of the shape. And when I click on it, I can fill the intersecting areas with a different color. Now I don't have the same opacity options because it's not, live paint isn't looking at this intersection as the intersection of the two shapes. It's looking at it as a totally different shape. So, and now of course, if I want to remake it into a pattern, I can drag it back over to my swatches. If I want to make the same pattern settings as my first pattern, I could just go in, remind myself of what tile type, the width and height that I picked, and give those same properties to my new pattern I put together. Okay, well that concludes this review.